Hey, fellas, so, earlier this morning, turning the Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct streamed, revealing the fifth and final fighter, as well as some plans about their future fighter pass, as well as some DLC costumes that will be scheduled to debut later this month, as well as over the course of the coming years. So now, we're going to have even more content coming through 2021. And so, I guess this will definitely be something to really talk about. I mean, I noticed that a lot of people are split on how things have happened, but I'm going to be as open as I can and more as I want. So, let's get this going. So, first off, we have our fifth and final DLC fighters pass, and from Fire Monthly Houses, we have Byleth in both the male and female forms, as well as the setting of that game being their stage, complete with new music, as well as elements from the titular three houses that will be a part of it. The Blue Lions, the Black Eagles, and the Golden Deer here. And when I saw that game reveal last night, my first thoughts were basically like more classy versions of Mystic, Valor, and Instinct as well. I mean, I actually don't mind the sword play mechanics, and that you might say that I'm going against the type with some of the people who are disappointed, because I'm one of those people that actually likes to wait until the fighter actually goes live before I decide how I feel about it officially, which is why, even though I'll be moving up the video I had planned about that one, and I will still not be making one until after I had a chance to play with Byleth. But on top of the sword, you have a lance, an axe, as well as a bow. So there's plenty of things you can do with this already. So, I mean, come on. Even as someone who hasn't played every single Fire Emblem game yet, do you really think a guy like me who's been maining Roy since Melee, and has jumped to the chance to download him again in 4, and also play pretty heavily with Ike and Brawl, is going to be mad about this? Of course not. Not since I noticed that a habit was whenever a character is associated with a franchise I'm not a fan of or I'm totally familiar with, gameplay is the most important aspect to me. Since it applies to any fighting game really, because sometimes the character has an interesting move pool or skills that can be used, whose it can cause me to include a character in my rotation otherwise normally wouldn't consider. But just biggest example I can think was last year with Hero. I originally planned just using them as a backup. Instead, they became one of the mains because I not only realized how much potential their spells had, but also there was an instant KO with a 30% chance of that with their sword. So there's that. So you'll most likely be seeing my full formal thoughts on Byleth after that character goes live on the 28th. Yeah. There's also an array of new Mii costumes, given how since the other fighters have already been confirmed. So even though I've been standing for Trevor's touchdown for a while, I'm expecting a third No Heroes game, but that's beside the point. We've got more Mega Man characters. And personally, the Rabbids are what I wanted to have less thinking more than Rayman and himself. I personally am more incredulous how it includes things from the very strange spin-off with Mario, where rather than a party game or platformer, they decided to make a strategy game like XCOM. So you see Mario and the Rabbids and you think XCOM. okay. Hey, I think that one guy was shouting betrayal, but still. And Altair from Assassin's Creed, don't really care. When there's Prince of Persia costumes, feel free to let me know. And as for the titular Cuphead, which also got ported to the console, I think that game looks fun, but I usually don't give me costumes the same priority that I would with full-on playable characters. There's, another way I'm going against the tide here. Ever since, while sure, 75 cents a piece, as well as not much more for actual bundle packs, X are fine for people who want to have all the content like I do, who who I personally have focus to full-on playable fighters first, and these skins, so to speak. In fact, I didn't even get Sans right away because of how with Terry Bogard, I was pretty focused on that, given how much I like that character. I think he's actually surpassed Joker as my most used fighter fairly recently now. And first time I saw Sans, I gave a nice power dunk on him online. And as for anyone else like Wart or Spirit or the Galar Pokemon or even Jabonion, I'm thinking Spirit's probably most likely. For those, or at the very least in the case of Generation 8 monsters, Pokeballs. And last but not least, we'll have 6 new fighters in the Fighter Pass, which have all yet to be revealed, and I'm not one of those people that actively speculates. Sure, there are fighters I want in there. I might even consider doing my own little list of fighters I don't want, but also offer alternatives for ones that might be interesting to see in there. Since it's basically been confirmed that we might never see a Smash roster of this magnitude ever again, and so I plan to try and enjoy everyone in some way, even if I'm not a big fan of Xenoblade, I just still play with Shulks as a completion, you know? Oh, because some awards require you to beat certain things with every single character. That's basically how I had to get Mr. Game & Watch in Melee back in the day. You had to beat Cosmo with every other character for what you could appear. Yeah. But, again, and I guess, even though I'm also still not really interested in Astral Chain, I'll definitely try that event tomorrow. But it's definitely been an interesting experience. Here since it wouldn't be the first time. It's still not nearly as contentious as say, how when Marvel vs. Capcom, Infinite, because of the then recent merger with Fox being set in motion, and with which prevented popular characters such as Deadpool as well as reps from Fantastic Four and the X-Men being in the game, and because that naturally disappointed a lot of people who like to play with like the Sentinel and Wolverine among others. And that was on top of the other issues the game had, but I didn't think it was as bad as they said. And especially after they fixed some of the more uncanny valley visuals. The stylized characters didn't look too bad, like Mega Man, Rocket Raccoon, but ones that were realistic, like Chun-Li or Captain America, kind of looked like mannequins you would find in a department store, but too plasticky. But that's about all I've got for now. Now, what do you think of this latest news? How do you plan to use Byleth if you want to play with them? What do you think will be in the next pass? Has anything else you want to let me know? Oh, you're more than welcome to be disappointed. Just you don't have to be so hard about it, man. So I guess I'll definitely have other videos ready in the meantime. And I will see you all after the 28th, after I got a chance to play with my full thoughts on Byleth. This is my Ultimate. Take care.